Today, we are gathered here to discuss one of the most crucial SDGs for the future of cities and communities in Europe. Sustainability in the growth and development of areas such as energy, technology, and environmental prosperity have become a pillar for the outcome of the future generations, making an important statement that we are in desperate need for a change.
Our task is to create and maintain reliable frameworks condition that takes into account the competitiveness of the regional economy.
The perspectives presented in the following give a reality check on what is the situation in Europe according to sustainable development. What are the obstacles presented when in need of becoming sustainable, including the reaction and consequences of the citizens and other groups in the state? And finally, the proposals that will create a better outcome to several areas of the European states, specifically in the areas of economy and social environment. The purpose of the discussion is to open new frontiers on the subject and adopt the ideas into the solutions to the current problems in Europe. Lara Naup has an important role in the Trade of Chamber. Her work focuses on the discussion of details that go from a wide variety of themes on the subject of sustainability development in the cities and communities in Bremen and Bremerhaven. What are some of the issues related to sustainability that present daily that has affected you and your communities every day?
Today, we are in the search of a better quality in the internal functions of material waste and the small entrepreneurs in Bremen. The principal issue of the management of the non-recyclable waste, such as plastic and other toxic residues. Also, we are in the lookout to regulate the emissions of toxic chemicals in the air, principally from the increase in traffic in all the cities in Germany. The green energy project goes beyond the citizens' willingness to change of the increment of cost to implement them, but it takes a political issue slowing down the process to eliminate the principal sources of energy that are currently.
Are you currently working on creating sustainable projects to advance this type of development?
All these issues can be addressed in many forms, such as new environmental laws and sanctions. In January 1st of 2019, a new packing law will be implemented prohibiting the use of toxic materials, converting them into environmental friendly products, which can be reused and recycled. This rather drastic change will impulse
Looking into all these changes, the proposals that have impulsed the city of Bremen and Bremerhaven in Germany have helped the community understand and apply sustainable habits and have proposed different laws and sanctions that benefit the path towards a better future. The Green Party is a German environmentalist political party established in the 90s. During many decades, their principal goal was the elimination of nuclear weapons and the protection of important wildlife reserves. However, throughout the years their focus has changed, but still maintaining their past goals, to a more broad intake, where their fundamentals now include the ideology of sustainable development in Germany, most importantly in their own cities and communities.
For nearly 30 years, we have been working in the Parliament for environmental protection and sustainable development, democracy and human rights, social justice, peace, and multilateral international policies.
What are your opinions on the abandoning of the lands to travel to urban cities?
The major issue that is present in many German states is the common abandonment of useful land. Many of the town citizens are invited to travel to the urban areas to increment the production and development of themselves. What needs to be mainly addressed is the management of this land to a different focus, meaning that instead of working on increment the production and stability of the main cities, we should focus on reusing the purpose of the land.
What are other issues that prevent from advancing towards sustainable development?
Development of sustainable cities and communities obstacles that are presented every day, mostly the people's negative reactions and the rejection to the change of habits or the drastic remodeling of the area that disgusts the residents. As may the change seem impossible, the process of adoption is always possible with time and dedication. Also, millennial groups aren't as interested in working to help environmental issues and lack of attention towards this type of problem in their communities.
Another important perspective that influences the effectiveness of sustainable changes is the opinion of different religious groups. During the last years, there has been explicitly reported that many religious groups do not support the changes towards sustainable growth.
Islamic beliefs, traditions, and values provide an effective and comprehensive solution to the current environmental challenges faced by the human race.
Salam Safar is the founder of Ecomina and an international consultant, advisor, ecopreneur, and journalist with expertise in waste management, waste to energy, renewable energy, environment protection, and sustainable development. He specifically focuses in the areas of Europe, Asia, Africa, and the Middle East. He endorses the idea that Islam does not go against the sustainability development goals rather than supporting them, and they think that they have the obligation to understand these themes and to induce their themes into their everyday lives. What is the perspective of Islam in sustainability?
The first principle which guides Islamic teaching on environmental sustainability is the concept of trusteeship. In other words, it induces the environmental conservation through the protection as a custodian of nature. It is the duty of all Muslims to respect, nurture, and care for the environment. As Allah says, and do not mischief on the earth after it has been set in order. That will be best for you, if you have faith.
What are some of the proposals that support sustainable development in the cities and communities of Islam citizens?
Islam prophets deal extensively with various aspects of environment including resource conservation, land reclamation, and environmental hygiene. They are highly discouraged to succumb to overconsumption, luxury, and lavishness, and they encourage moderation in all walks of life.
The perspective of the world about sustainability is still an issue to be addressed. Many of the changes required to begin the growth and development of cities, communities, and public and private sectors are difficult. They require a long process, and dedication and patience are fundamental keys for it to succeed. Many risks are involved in the implementation, production, and development of sustainable cities and communities in Europe. Many factors such as the ignorance of the citizens towards this problem, concluding to the lack of dedication from the industrial area, show that its process will take a long time to implement. Sustainability is a solution that needs many processes and a drastic amount of modifications. Techniques such as recollection of materials, production, and residue that many industrial companies are already accustomed to need such as a dramatic change, such as reusage and recycling of materials, eco-friendly processes, and becoming more green and water. However, throughout the interviews, we were able to see that this is an opportunity of change. It is a possible goal for every country in Europe, and with the correct support from the many existing companies and organizations, such as the Islam community and other states such as Bremen and Bremerhaven, working on changing laws, a resolution of sustainability development is at reach.